with being a streamer, is it?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from rainy Los Angeles, California, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one.
He's a socialist streamer who may be one of the most influential voices on the Democratic far left, is no longer on the fringe. He's going mainstream with a glowing profile in Rolling Stone magazine. In it, he defends his claims that Hamas is 1,000 times better than Israel, calling the comment intentionally provocative. He's been outspoken in his admiration for communist China, so much so that even his own mom described his love of China as outlandish. Lydia, I'm coming your way on this.
I think it's real trouble. I think the platform that Hassan Piker has built and the following that he has is a real problem for America, not for the Democrat Party, not for Republicans, but for America at large. You know it's a problem when your own mother is distancing herself from you and your ideas over his love.
You have to be a real diehard schizo, Hasanabi derangement syndrome head, to think that my mother is distancing herself from me. What are you saying? Do you fucking hear yourself? Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Does your brain comprehend the things that you're saying? My mom? What a delusional thing to say. Like, my mom lives with me, dude. What the fuck? What the hell, dude? They've gone insane. They've gone stir crazy.
I think a great question for Hassan Piker is, whatever happened to the man in 1989 that stood in Tiananmen Square before the tank? Before, we don't know what happened to him. He was disappeared for standing up for against oppression and for rights and liberties of the Chinese people that were being taken away right before the world's eyes. No one knows what happened to that man. No one can confidently tell you whether he was executed or imprisoned, because China just disappears people. And Hassan Piker is out here telling us that China is
that's what my my advocacy is. I want the Chinese state's methods of repression and not the fucking high-speed rail, the command economy, like rapid industrialization, rapid urbanization, the development. That's not my advocacy. My advocacy is, let's do Chinese level of state repression, which we're doing right now under Donald Trump, by the way. That is what you guys are defending. That is what I oppose. When I say there's a lot of lessons we can learn from China and Chinese development, I'm not saying take whatever, fantastical version of events that you perceive is taking place in China on a daily basis and then apply it here and do it here, which is currently fucking happening. It's currently happening in broad daylight. It's happening right now. It's happening in the United States of America with ICE. Trump is doing it. Trump is doing the damn thing right now, and you're defending it.
Roadmap, a way of the future. People got to hold him to account and ask him some tough questions like that. The other problem I would say is that he has got young people enchanted. There was a local article from Michigan State when he appeared alongside the Senate candidate in Michigan a couple of months ago. And most of the students at Michigan State said they came not to hear from the candidates. They wanted to hear from Hassan Piker himself. He's got reach, he's got influence, and I think it's really troubling.
He's a celebrity.
But he's
and
not
they like the celebrities.
Could we just get off the thing
that's true.
That either Piker or Hung, or however you pronounce her name, or the Rolling Stone for that matter, is mainstream. It's not. These are not mainstream. Charlie mentioned the Democrats as the other party. No, there's a bigger party. There's a bigger party than the Republicans and the Democrats. That's the independents.
Yeah, I know.
The independents are 40% of the voters in this country. 58% of all adult Americans own stock of some kind. 60% of American households.
Yeah, you think 50% of Americans see themselves as capital owners? That's awesome. Yeah. Guys with 401ks are like, dude, I'm really rolling in it right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm Mr. Finance. Guy who's got like a crumb of a nest egg because there's no pension programs anymore is just like, God, I love doing finance and business, you see? Yeah, no, that's what it is. Thank you. This is great. That's how it works. Meanwhile, 90% of the stock market is owned by the top 10% of wealth. 90% of the stock market is owned by the top 10% of wealth. The bottom 50% of wealth in the country owns 1% of the stock market. The bottom 50% of wealth in this country own 1% of the stock market. Do you understand how insane it is to be like, yeah, these guys are rolling in it, dude. That's why they're caked. These guys are all titans of industry. 50% of the American society is basically oil barons, you know?
About the same amount live in owner-occupied buildings. They're talking about getting rid of all private property, as good Marxists do. They talk about decommodifying housing, which is getting rid of private property. They talk about getting rid of a corporate America. If you were an enemy of the United States, say the CCP, for example, just for example, the CCP, how would you undermine the United States of America if you wanted to destroy the U.S.?
This is very scary.
You do exactly.
You would lean into the Republicans. That's it. The Republican Party is the greatest enemy of mankind, the greatest enemy of America. That's why I always joke and say, look, if you think I hate America, I would just be a Republican. Like, I would literally constantly ride for the Republican Party. There is no greater threat to American democracy, American existence than the modern Republican Party. Fox News is one of the tools of destroying this country. And they do it so successfully all the time. They do it while taking ownership over being American and what it means to be American and what it means to love America. It's crazy. There is no better, no easier way to destroy this country than to be a Republican. Whether it be the divisive rhetoric coming from the Republican Party all the fucking time, constantly trying to divide us, constantly trying to engage and foment sectarian conflict, ethnic conflict in a country that is, very diverse, one of the most diverse countries on the planet. That is what being an American is all about, right? Growing up in this diverse environment. It literally, the most effective tool to divide the American working class, to divide America, is to be a Republican, to be terrified of your neighbors, to constantly tell others to be terrified of their neighbors, to constantly tell others to oppose values that hold us together, the connective tissue that holds society together. We oppose that. That's what Republicans do. That's what Republicans say and do all the time, every day. Culture war over, class war. You're the greatest threat to our democracy. You're brainwashing people. You're spreading propaganda about letting people doing horrendous things to our population. Brother, I think you are having a hard time hearing me out. I am not a Republican. You are currently watching on the screen, not me, but on the screen, exactly that. Brainwashing the population, brainwashing the olds specifically, and justifying horrendous things. I gave you an example. The lady initially started the conversation by saying Hasan Piker loves the CCP. Hasan Piker wants to do Tank Man. Hasan Piker wants to do state repression. You're Fox News. You are literally currently justifying state repression. Every other hour, when you're not talking about me, you're talking about state repression.
Corporate America, and you would get rid of our Defense Department. All of those points are in the DSA national platform. This is not mainstream America at all.
But they're taking over a party,
There's an election
David.
coming up. What we have been dealing with are primaries. Let me finish. There's an election coming up which is going to involve that great middle, and I'm talking about the independent voters, the 40% of American voters.
Oh my God, it's so funny. We got the Fox News boys talking like centrist Democrats, dude. Oh, the great moderate forces in this country are going to finally realize, the Baileys, they're going to finally realize that Trump is actually far more reasonable. That's beautiful. I love hearing that. I love hearing my enemies repeat the mistakes of the people that I have to reluctantly support. That's awesome. Oh, the great middle, the great moderates, they are going to come out in droves and they're going to say, no, better things are not possible. I do not foresee any circumstance. First of all, I oppose the framing of this great moderate, the median voter that is united on moderate ideology or whatever. I don't think that's real anyway. It's not real when the Democrats say it. It's not real when the Republicans are now trying that same exact horrendous propaganda, this unsuccessful propaganda. But let's entertain the argument. Let's say that there's a moderate middle there. Why the fuck would they consider Trump to be moderate? Why would people that are demanding moderation look at the current predicament in front of them and go, you know what's the moderate option here? Not the people that are demanding free health care, not the people who are saying America's the wealthiest nation on earth. We should take care of our own citizens. We should stop giving money to endless wars overseas. We should spend that money here on ourselves. Not that side, but the side that is actually Donald Trump, led by Donald Trump, the cult of MAGA. That's the moderate side. That is not a moderate position for anybody. You would literally have to make the Democratic Party Maoist third worldist for there to be a real comparison between what the fuck Trump is doing and what the Democratic Party represents. In the eyes of like the average American, everything that you're saying about me had to be true, and that I would have to be the front runner for the Democrats or something. And only then would Americans be like, yeah, I guess like this is a little crazy for me. This is a little too rich for my blood, you know? Because that's how fucking radical the Republicans have gotten over the last decade.
The more they are exposed to this kind of communist radical stuff that is exactly the opposite of what they have spent their whole lives living, what they have spent their whole lives investing in. Every middle-class American family that represents these people I'm talking right now has either a direct family member or some family member who's been in the military, who has seen members of their family shed blood for the American flag that these people want to wipe their dirty hands on.
God damn, they get so animated. There's nothing that gets these guys tweaking. Holy shit.
That is not
well, we know they're
fly
bad.
with
Wait a second. We
But
know
they're
they're bad. You're
corrupting young
dismissing them at the threat.
I'm not dismissing
This is
anybody.
horrible.
I'm
This
ready
is
to take them
mainstream.
on.
This is
Unlike the
mainstream.
Democrats,
Okay, yeah,
unlike the
but this is-
Democrats and the
but when you
Republicans,
say this
by the
isn't
way, in the Senate.
mainstream,
And it pisses
it is
me off
infecting
that
a
the
mainstream
Republicans,
party.
as well as the
Right,
Democrats, are afraid
and
of these
let me
people.
make one more point. You think there's that much difference between Hasan Piker, his policy standpoints, and much of the stuff that Kamala Harris said?
Yo, dude. Yes, King. You caught on to our plan. Yeah, Commie Kamala, dude. Kamala Harris. That's awesome. Now I'm offended. Someone said, "Damn, ultras on Fox." Yeah, no. This is actually an ultra. But you guys failed to recognize this is not a Republican, perhaps an Irish Republican. This is an ultra who's saying, like, what's the difference? They're both elements of the same bourgeois electoralist predicament that dampens revolutionary potential of the masses. Like, what are you talking about? None of these are committed Marxist-Leninists. It's clear to me that they are just working hand in glove to defend the liberal Zionist pedophilic Democratic Party. Yeah. Finally, Fox News got brought on an ultra, a real Maoist third worldist who's saying like Hasan Piker is not a revolutionary.
She's not saying it the way that he said it.
But
and
she's
that's the thing.
endorsing, you go down the line, much of the same stuff. Same with Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hasan Piker. They're all the same.
By the way, you presented a very sanitized portion of Hasan Piker's stuff.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we cannot say on this air. It's so disgusting, so vile.
Yeah, like Medicare for all. Heinous things that have come out of this man's mouth. Terrifying, heinous. We can't even fucking repeat it, dude.
About killing and
October
rape
7th.
and but the other stuff.
Killing
about
and rape.
letting
What are
all
you
the
talking about? Jesus Christ.
immigrants in and let them do X, Y, and Z to change the color.
Oh, there he's talking about the great replacement. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, God. Republicans, man, they will never stop. They will never stop inventing a reality, an alternative reality to be mad at and be terrified by, and then just sincerely being scared of their imagination. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage on. Together unbroken. We'll make heaven known.